Hey guys, welcome back to another video with InfoSec Pat. This is video 6 on how to install Windows Server 2019 Core. So if you're ready for the video, let's get into it. Alright guys, welcome back. So this is video 6. We're going to be installing Windows Server 2019 Core Edition on a VM, and we're going to be configuring it. We're going to be setting up the computer name, IP addresses, just like how we did with any other server. And if you're ready for it, let's get into it. So the minimum server requirements for Windows Server 2019 Core is 1.4 gigahertz processor with a 64-bit processor, right? The minimum RAM requirements is 512 megs, and the minimum hard drive requirements is 32 gigs. All right. So in our current topology that we're going to be utilizing today is we have our primary domain controller, obviously, because we have to authenticate to something to add it, right? And our secondary, just to have it, because I have the resources. And this is down here is going to be our Windows Server 2019 Core. We're going to assign 192.168.50.205 with a /24-bit subnet, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and we're going to join it to the InfoSec pat.local domain. All right, so we're going to start from the very beginning. This is, not going to be a clone of other machines. This is an actual brand new machine. So let's go to View. I want to go to Customize, see my library. So we're going to actually install a brand new machine. So let's go to File, New, Typical. This is, no, this is not fine. That's the Windows Server 2019. Actually, we can install this. Let's browse to 2019. Actually, let me go to Downloads. My 2019 is right here. I'll use that one. That's fine. And if you don't know where to get the 2019 by now, you should. If you're up to video 6, you can just go on to Google, put in Windows Server 2019 evaluation, and you can download it right from Microsoft. All right. So let's go to Next. You know what? I want to do this. I want to install it later. That should be fine. Windows Server 2016, and I want to win2k19-core. Okay, and I'm not going to put it in here. I'm actually going to put it into a different directory where I have my machines for this course. All right, so I like to try to keep it as organized as possible, but sometimes. So it's 60 gigs. I'm going to customize the hardware. I'm going to put 2 processors. That should be fine. I'm going to bump it up to 4 gigs. Right, that's what I put on my PowerPoint. Right, let's verify that. 4 gigs should be fine. It's core. So I'm going to bridge it, and I'm going to take out the sound card. I don't need this, and I don't need a printer because there's no printing going to that server. All right, so it eliminates some resources, so it's a little quicker. All right, so let's hit close here, and finished. Let that go, do its thing, and it's going to come up over here. We'll drag this into the course, and we'll open it. Open up CD-ROM. Not really disk, but it should be fine. With CD-ROM, we'll go to use ISO image. We're going to browse, go to Downloads or wherever your image is for your Windows Server 2019. Hit OK. Power it up. We can X out of here now. So we just have this, so we have more real estate. Okay. Hit Enter. Let it do its thing. And it's pretty much the same process, but there's a few little differences when you choose the installation that we're going to be choosing. But for the most part, it's a very straightforward installation. So we'll do English, at least for me, because that's my language. Install now, and we'll give this a second to process. All right, so here we're going to do data center, but we're going to be doing data center evaluation, not desktop experience. The reason being, desktop experience is with the GUI, with the graphical user interface. If you see down here, how you're going to be able to manage a core, Windows Server core is you're going to manage with the command prompt or PowerShell, or you can remotely manage it with the new Windows Admin Center, okay? And we'll get into configuring it right after this. So we'll hit next here. We'll choose, we'll license, hit next. Choose install, we'll do it on the 60 gig partition, hit next. We'll let this do its thing. Once this goes through, has a couple percent, I'll pause the video and resume so we don't have to see this installation. There we go. So I'll pause it now and we'll resume once this is done. All right, guys? Cheers. All right, so that installation just finished and rebooted. Excuse me. And once the installation is done, we'll continue with this process. Let's give it a second. A couple seconds. Oh, Saturday morning where I'm at. I'm beat. I'm really tired today for some reason. All right, so let this do its thing. It's rebooting again. And I guess it's going to continue the installation once it boots. And we'll, let's go to 2019. Let's just log in here just to make sure we can test a few things once we join the computer to the domain. I was checking some stuff with DNS. Computers. We can take this out because this is no longer a part of this, so we can delete this metadata. Remove that, that's fine. Refresh. And then I'll DC02. We'll log into this bad boy. And we'll go to Active Directory, see if it removed. Yep, it removed. Cool deal. Just want to make sure everything is removed. All right, cool. So now this is the first prompt you come to. It says the user's password must be changed. And we can click in here and hit OK. Okay. And then we'll put our fancy local admin account. We'll confirm it, hit enter. Okay, it has been changed, hit OK. And now this is it. This is Windows, who am I? We are some crazy computer name administrator, right? So if I do an IP config, we can see that I'm getting IP addresses. I can ping Google. I'm able to get out to the internet. And the way we need to, CLS, and the way we have to configure this is you type in sconfig, and that'll come up with this server configuration, okay? So in here, we're gonna be configuring this. Let me bring up the this, but I wanna bring it up over here just because I need to remember information and I don't remember things. So first things first, what we'll do is we'll change the IP settings, all right? So that's number 8. And this is the IP address right now. We have to choose number 1. That's the only adapter we have. We want to set network address, so 1. We're going to do static S. My address will be 192. .168.50.205. Okay, hit enter. And we'll be 255.255.255.0. And then a gateway 192.168.50.1. Okay, enter. All right, so that's our IP addresses, okay? So now we have to do the DNS server, so that's option 2. And then what is our preferred DNS? Our preferred DNS will be our primary domain controller. So in this case, mine is 192.168.50.201. Okay, preferred DNS is set, okay, perfect. And alternate would be 192.168.50.202. Enter, okay. So that should be good. And we should be golden there. We can hit 4 to get to the main menu. All right, so we have our IP settings configured. And let's go back to our Windows server, see if we can ping it. Probably because the firewall is on, or just give it a second. Yep, so we'll go finish configuring it and then we'll check it, all right? Let's go back here. So the next step is we need to What else can we do here? Let's go ahead and change the work group to join a domain. All right. Let's just make sure let's go back to 8. I want to make sure I did everything correctly. 50 at 205. Okay. Okay. All right. So next thing is we're going to do the computer name. So let's do 1. We're going to join it to a domain. All right. I know it's number 2 for the computer name, but you're going to see what I'm doing. And the domain is InfoSec pat.local. And then the domain user is going to be InfoSec pat/administrator. And then the password. Okay. Do you want to join this do you want to change the computer name before? Yes. So the computer name will be Win2K19-core. Okay. And then the domain is InfoSec pat/administrator. Okay, you want to restart. Now we can go back onto here. We'll check that in a minute. Let's just see if we have this computer in our computers. There we go. Okay. And now we should be able to ping it, because if you remember what we did in the I think the first video when we first set it up, or the second video, I don't recall, but we set up a group policy for the firewall to remember to allow everything. So once the core is up and running, all right, so it's up and running. So now we can do Control Delete. All right, so here is a little tricky thing. So I'm going to put just my password, right? I'm logged in. So now, are we on the domain or are we on the local? And the way we can do that is who am I? So I'm logged in here locally. You see that? So I'm not on the domain. I'm not, join this. It's on the domain, but I'm logged in as the local user. So let's log out of here. Log off. And then we'll Control Delete again. Because I used to make this issue, and that's why I want to point it out. Excuse me. So enter your credentials. So if you hit escape, did I click in? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and hit escape again. And now we're going to go to other user. All right, hit other user, and the username is going to be actually we're going to do InfoSec pat/administrator, and then the fancy password. Okay. So now we are logged in as InfoSec pat on a domain. So if I do who am I now, now we can see that we're on InfoSec pat. Now we do a set command. Now we can see that we're joined to this domain user, and if we can use the command echo, I need to put the damn backlight on, echo %, log on server %, and we can see DC01. So now let's go back to DC01 and see if my theory worked. Now we can see if we ping it. Now we can ping it because we have that group policy enabled. All right, so let's go back and finish up some stuff. Let's do sconfig, bring up this bad boy. All right, so now it's on a domain, we have a computer name, and if we want to add a local administrator account, we can choose number 3, and we can put, I don't know, Patrick. Okay, okay, that's weird. Let's try that again. 3, enter local. It doesn't matter. I don't want to do that right now anyway. But so I'm just going down here. So configure, that's fine. Enabled. Number 5. Let's do number 5 really quick. Change the update settings. I want to do it automatic, so I want to do A. Okay. Okay, perfect. It's going to install at 3 a.m. Perfecto. And now we're going to do number 6 To install, we're going to do Alt-A. So this is how you're going to install your updates for your Windows Server Core. Okay, so while that does its thing, we can go figure out what else is here. We can do remote desktop, so let's do number 7. And we're going to do E for enable. Okay, and then number 1 for only allow clients running RDP or remote desktop with network level authentication, so it's more secure. So let's choose number 1. Okay, perfect. Enter. Now that's enabled, and that should be it. Let's go back and see how this is doing. This is going to search out for the updates. Okay, so let's see if we can. Yeah, that's pretty much how you configure your Windows Server Core. It's very, very straightforward, and I just want to see what updates these finds. So let's do something really quick. I want to do a Control Delete, and then let's do Task Manager. Okay, and let's do more, File, New Task, CMD, and I want to do. Let me see if I can ping out to Google. Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure I was getting on the internet for the updates. All right, so we can X out of here, and we can close out the Task Manager. We'll just give this a second to do its thing. Let's just make sure it's on the secondary domain. It's on the primary domain. So what we're going to do, I want to move this to Florida servers. All right, so I want to start moving my servers into the servers OU. If you get this message, just go ahead and hit yes. Now our server is in. Now if we refresh here, it should be gone. Boom, it should be in our servers OU. Refresh. Refresh. Wait a minute. Did I move it to the right thing? That's it. It probably takes a second. Let me refresh this thing. All right, so we're in Florida, servers. All right, so that's on secondary DC. Let's go into primary. Let's refresh this again. Go to Florida servers. All right, there we go. All right, so it just took a second. All right, so this will go out and do its updates. I don't want to like bore you guys looking at that. So that's pretty much it. That's how you go ahead and install and get this configured. It's on our domain. This is the first core server in our environment. And the reason why you would do Windows Server Core, let's bring this back over here. This is our current infrastructure right now. The reason why you would do it, just to have, you know, if you want to install Hyper-V, if you want to install like servers that don't need a lot of overhead or more secure, right? Because there's less attack, attack surface for a hacker, for anyone like that. But it's just easy. It's just like you have it there. It doesn't have, it's a very low end server. It's like not low end like cheap, but it doesn't have much going on the server. All right, so that's pretty much it. And we'll check one more time just for giggles. Yeah, this is gonna take a second. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to bore you guys, and I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Hopefully you guys are following, you know, step by step of these videos. Of course, we're building upon everything from our first domain, our second domain, read-only domain controller, our child domain, to server core. You know, we're going to be building out on this network. So hopefully you guys are going to get some value out of this. So thank you again. Please like, subscribe if it has any value to you in your life. I really appreciate it. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you guys.